magic, and I thought one way that I could do that to also illustrate the beauty and the magic of this community is to show up in my Elsa dress. Actually, one of the moms at Westwood when I was there, April McAndrews, sold this for me when I was giving a keynote on national platform in 2014. And so that it wasn't just one and done, I thought that was perfect that they were doing the Broadway theme and then I could show up. And Matthew, that's why I'm wearing, Matthew's like, what are you even doing here? And he's looking at me, you are like dress weird. I'm like, I know. Because part of bringing the magic, y'all, part of bringing the magic is hooking children and engaging them. And so today we're going to talk for a few minutes about how could you be the magic. My name is Barbara Gruener. I've got a bachelor's, 2 masters. I wear a lot of hats. The most important ones are probably the wife, the mom, the daughter, the sister, the blogger. You guys all wear these hats too. Wear them proudly, put them behind your name, and celebrate who you are and what you do. I grew up on a dairy farm. My dad taught us to dream big. So when Carlos came to the farm, I thought he was my ticket out of there. I couldn't go with him if I didn't learn Spanish. So I signed up for Spanish in high school. Isn't he so cute? Look at him. He was in from Mexico City learning how to farm the American way. And so I decided that if I learned Spanish, I could marry Carlos and move to Mexico City. But since he came to the frozen tundra, he didn't last very long. I think I could say, hola, ¿cómo estás? And then he was gone. So, I did take a trip there. Sophomore year. There were 4 of us taking Spanish that year. And I was looking for Carlos. Y'all, there's a lot of Carlos. I never did find him. But I did learn how to speak Spanish. Okay, muy bien. Raise your hand if you were in my Spanish class. Yeah, there we have a couple of friends in my Spanish class. I did learn how to speak Spanish. I came down here to try to get a job with Curtis Wilson in 1986, and Curtis wouldn't take my phone call. I was like, oh, come on, just tell him I'm a farm girl. Just tell him I really do speak Spanish. Tell him I coach volleyball, because, you know, I played in college a couple of times. Tell him what you need to, but I want to really work in Friendswood. And Ann Landers, bless her heart, she was like, he's not going to take your call. So I was begging her, please, just put him on the phone. He goes, Miss Natsky. I go, Mr. Wilson, it's so nice of you to take my call. He says, I'm filling that position at 1 o'clock. And I said, I can come at 11 or 12. Which I think is kind of gutsy, right? I was like 25, and I had muy bien on my license plate. And I was Barbara Natsky at the time, so it had kind of a double meaning. And he didn't know, but he said yes. And so I married John Gruener while I was here. We had our family while I was teaching Spanish in Friendswood High School. We are Frozen Tundra fans. Caitlin is a UT grad. Jacob and Joshua are both at Texas A&M. I really found out very quickly that there's no place like FISD. There's no place like FISD. I stayed for a while at the high school and eventually found my home at Westwood in Bales. And this was a magical moment in Washington, D.C., celebrating our 2009 National School of Character Distinction. Doesn't Miss Hanks look good in a wizard? She's like a wizard. Yeah, that was fun. So today we're going to talk about how will you be the magic, and I took the acronym, the acrostic for magic, and we're going to talk about these 5 superpowers, these 5 showstoppers that you're going to want to use as you create the magic, as you be the magic this year. M is for mattering, A is for appreciation, G is for growth, I is for integrity, and C for caring connections. You're going to want to figure out what's your why. If you don't already know what's your why, ask yourselves this: what's your passion? What sets you on fire so hard that you can't sleep at night? Because you have to put that into motion tomorrow. You'll want to go slow to go fast. If you're passionate, you might not have the brakes for that. And then you want to ask, what's your purpose? And when you can put your passion and your purpose, when those two collide, and you can put that in to your classroom and to your school climate every day, you're going to have a best bestseller on Broadway. These superstars are my why. Y'all, relationships matter. The currency for systemic change is trust. And trust doesn't come from brokenness. Trust comes from healthy, working relationships. But not if you don't know your why. You have to start with your why. Look at this kid. Won't he be your why? He's in our district. His name is Seth. And Mary Wise gives me the credit to use this photo with this quote. Because every single child, even the hard-to-love ones, deserve for someone, and I want you to be that one adult that is irrationally crazy for them, like over the moon, crazy for them, even the prickly ones, even the ones that you think, oh, good Lord, I'm glad I'm not their parent. And you're going to have those. You're going to have those, and it's okay. But you got to find a way to love them as well. Because Liz Murray told us this when she came a few years back from homeless to Harvard. She said when a young person is looking at your face, they're internalizing what it is you feel about them. And then, y'all, they're owning it. They're making their own. And sometimes it's just a smile. But they need to hear the words, I see you. You matter. Every day. And then it's important for you to not be a single point failure. So you're going to take me, when you turn your fingers upside down, you've got an M, you're going to take me and plant the seeds and set the roots deep, but then you're going to flip it. Because watch what happens when your why goes from me to we. Here's one single little guy planting his pinwheel. And before you know it, you've got an incredible display of world peace. Because now, not only do you have one single pinwheel, you have got 1,000 pinwheels. And that's going to whirl your message out into the community. A is for appreciation. Oh my goodness, let's hear it again for the foundation for today's event. They're going to be back as the prize patrol. It's so much fun. They come around and they grant these wishes, and it's amazing. And there's people, like the story I'm about to tell, that truly do make life magical right here in Friendswood. My son's an UT grad. Our daughter went to UT. Jacob was going back and forth between A&M and UT when he took a trip to Broadway with the band. It was the spring of 2013, and they went to see Wicked. And when I asked him what he remembered about his trip, it really wasn't even Wicked so much. It was Mr. Stanley. Mr. Stanley had bought the pizza for their table. The chaperone, Mr. Stanley, he said, Mom, no chaperone has ever bought our table pizza. And Mom, when I get old, I want to be like Mr. Stanley. And I told him he doesn't have to wait till he gets old. He could be like Mr. Stanley right now if he wanted to. And wasn't that so great that there was somebody so generous that he would buy pizza for that whole table? It made a difference to Jacob. This story goes a little bit deeper, though, because Mr. Stanley was at Jacob's graduation. Evidently, Jacob had told Mr. Stanley that he was going back and forth between A&M and UT. Mr. Stanley's a UT guy, and he didn't like the fact that UT didn't give Jacob the same scholarship offer that A&M did. So on June the 5th, Mr. Stanley called me up. And he said, I want to talk to Jacob. And I said, he's already in the woods volunteering for the summer. Can I help you? And he said, I want your son to be able to compare the two universities, apples to apples. And I'm prepared to fill in the gaps between what UT didn't offer him and what A&M did. And I said to him, you know you're talking $70,000, right? I was like floored that somebody would want to do that for my son. But y'all, that's the kind of community we live in. Those are the now I don't know if anybody's going to do that for you. I'm not saying that, so don't get too happy. But that's the kind of community we live in. And in the end, he threw in an internship too. Oh, and by the way, we'll take him. Like, who takes a freshman as an intern? So we were pretty excited. He ended up going to A&M. He got a scholarship with the Craig Brown Foundation, but Mr. Stanley was so incredibly generous, and it changed the way I look at generosity and gratitude. Because y'all, what we appreciate, appreciates. And people that feel appreciated will do more than what's expected. G is for growth. I love this visual. How deep is the mud, y'all? Sometimes you're going to be the big dog, and sometimes you're going to be the little dog. And you're just going to have to figure it out. How deep is the mud? You're going to have to figure it out. Don't go in alone. Remember me to we. Find some other big or little dogs to help you out. You want to equip and empower your learners, because y'all, if we tell them that they can't do something by doing it for them, then they wonder if they can. And worse, they worry that they can't. So make sure you're not only growing yourselves, get a little bit better every day, that's all it takes. Grow your kids too. Make them the leaders that they would want to follow. I is for integrity. Every single day, y'all be in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, even when the cameras aren't watching. Because integrity is all about even when nobody's looking. The 6 pillars of character that we follow in our district: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, need to be more than just a beautiful poster on your halls and walls. Make sure you're walking the talk and that these things come to life so that you are the rainbow in somebody's storm every opportunity that you get. C is for caring connections. Hope is like a huge word. Hope is like the #1 thing that predicts whether children will be resilient or not. I heard a speaker this summer say he was a hope dealer. I kind of like that. I'm taking that to the junior high on Friday. Let's be hope dealers. That's what we're going to do. Because even on your worst day, y'all, even on your very worst day, there's going to be a kid that needs you and your hope. You will be that child's greatest hope. As long as you stay the course, don't try to go it alone, and make sure that you're all in. Look at this kid. He's so not happy. This is my Joshua. He's on the third. This is true, right though? So a disconnected child is a discouraged child. Right? So I want you to find a way to help him let it go. Whatever was going on that day, it's not that big. He was like, I don't know, kinder or first. Oh, I do know. He got mad. It was picture day and he got mad. I don't know. And this is how his picture turned out. I bought this picture because I think it's hilarious. It's really true. He still gives me that face. Last night it was midnight. I went in there. I said, Joshua, you need to turn off the lights. He goes, you don't have your glasses on, so you can't see, but I'm giving you that mad face. He's 19. He's still giving me that mad face. Yeah, you're going to have kids like this. He was my one that was a little bit hard to love. But I had people like Autumn Lockhart who made an I Love Joshua Day anyway. She called me up at school. I'm like, oh great, what did he do? She called me up at school and said, I want you to know that today is I Love Joshua Day, and here are all of the reasons that I love your Joshua. And that night he said to me, Mom, I'm so lucky to have Miss Bobber because she even loves the bad ones. Right? I don't think he was talking about himself, but you know, definitely aware. What you want to do, y'all, is make sure that you're giving your cast and crew leadership opportunities. I used to have people come in and say, my kid needs some self-esteem, and I wanted to say, do you want the small bag or the large bag? Because that's not how it works. That's not how it works, y'all. They get their self-esteem by doing good in the world. So Mr. Whitlock provided this opportunity for Joshua the Grump, who sometimes is a grump, to go and feed the homeless. And it was so cool because they're giving him recipes on how to make our chocolates better. And he's like, Mom, why did that one lady ask us for our recipe? Because she's like homeless, right? And it got him to thinking, and it stretched his character muscles, and it grew him better than any lesson or sermon that I could give him. So make sure they're becoming servant leaders, because they're going to be leading the way when we're in the nursing home. You want to delight in their presence and find a way, y'all, find a way to make each and every one your favorite. My Aunt Norma was my first and second grade teacher. I was pretty sure I was her favorite. She taught for 50 years. She didn't even marry till she was 78. And at the funeral, they said, stand up if you were Miss Natsky's favorite. I've got this. It's really good that I was there that day. And we all stood up, like the whole entire congregation. Because you can imagine in 50 years, she had had a lot of students, and she had the gift of making every single one her favorite. This is my friend Allison. She gets these beautiful notes. She's going into 8th now, but I still see her like this. Aunt Norma taught me, and then Sally after Aunt Norma, because Sally was my mentor, to delight in their presence every single day. To not let the joyful moments go by because you are not where your feet are. So I want us to be where our feet are, and Paige is now going to cue some music. This is what we're going to do. Oh, first of all, Michael, I don't know, he's so cute. He was in 3rd grade, and he said he was so excited. He thought it was so cool that I knew everybody's name. Like, I think about all the counseling skills that I had and all the really fun lessons and puppets and dress up and everything I was privileged and grateful to do. And the one thing Michael remembered in the 3rd grade after 5 years with me was that I knew everybody's name. So I'm going to end with this amazing launch, something I borrowed from my friend Michelle Borba. She gave me credit to use it, and then I made her idea a little better because I've written us a verse. So this is how it's going to go. We're all going to stand up in just a minute, and we're going to sing the cheers song. We're going to be arm in arm. I would love for us to sway. I think that Paige is valid. You know, it's like pretend you're auditioning for Cheers, the musical. And then I think Paige is going to get us Facebook Live, so do the job. Then we're going to do the second verse, and the second verse is personalized with my love and with my encouragement and with my support to all of our new teachers. So find yourself a partner. Paige, cue the music.